What's up, guys? I decided to make another video for helping those guys who are looking for options for either A, coding, checking faults, getting fault codes, to even tuning options. Now, this video is not covering which one's better, which one's best, this does this, this does not do this, but those looking to start out, because I unfortunately made a few of those mistakes too when I started out. I know there were some little quirks, if you will, with the BMW, me having an E92 coupe, the arms that push the seatbelts on. We all know they don't work very well. So every time you open the door, they come open, gets annoying. My driver mirror wouldn't fold correctly, so one would fold, one wouldn't. So all those options are for, you can code those out if you don't want them. Those are like the bare minimum, making your angel eyes brighter, all these little things, and you can look this stuff up. I'm not going to go into great detail for each one, but just more highlight making a smart decision when you go to purchase things. Budget wise, you need to look at what you want, like what's your ultimate goal for a long time down the road, because you actually will save money. So I wrote some numbers down and some prices I looked up. Some may be right, some may not. Plenty of vendors out there. No one particular I've used to go with, but Carly's one of the ones out there it's very user friendly. I have it and used it there in the beginning, and their newest dongle, if you will, that you hook up through OBD2 is right about $75. That's why I just looked it up earlier. There's like a new generation one. I have the older one, but it's about $75 US, and it's the dongle. You have to pay the $60 per year to use their system, and it's great. It gives you health status checkups every time you log into it. You can do coding, you can check your faults. It gives you a detailed list. You can email it to yourself. It does a lot of things, and it was great. I coded out a few things here and there, and it did exactly what it was meant to do. But then I started doing tuning, doing modding to the car. Started with downpipes, and then found a whole splurge of issues with the downpipes when I found that some of my turbos were leaking, and I realized very quick that maintenance needs to be the first thing I need to do. So I jumped on the maintenance roll, and I did everything you can imagine when it comes to maintenance. Every time I uncovered something, I found something else. Then I started moving on to, charge pipe, down pipes, started chasing the misfire. The list goes on. So I knew I needed a way to tune. So the first thing I noticed was JB4. Another great option. It's a piggyback system. So it piggybacks off the ECU. It kind of tricks the ECU, if you will, to do a lot of things. I went with just the regular USB module, but the JB4 runs around $479. It's off of a few good websites I found. I'm sure you can look other places, make it a good deal, or looking used, but you pay for what you get. Everyone sure knows this. So now, as for like when I started tuning down pipes, charge pipe after the maintenance, doing all this stuff, obviously want to turn boost up. So I need to look at viable options for that. There's a few out there. One of them I noticed was JB4. JB4, it's a piggyback system, really great. Does what it's supposed to do. Steering wheel controls, you can change maps on the fly. Maps are already loaded into there. Custom mapping options, the list goes on. It's a bunch of safety features, under boost, over boost. There's a lot of things. You can read your codes. So it does exactly in the form of code reading that Carly does. However, Carly doesn't do any tuning, but JB4 doesn't do any coding. So they're two different things. They still do check your codes and for faults, but they do different things. But the price difference is significant. However, you know you can do tuning with the JB4, all pretty much off-the-shelf tunes, different maps that you use that are already based off of what's done on your car, whether it be downpipes, charge pipe. You know, there's a plethora of maps. There's a map 5, which is for auto tuning. But like I said, I'm not going to get into everything that each individual system does. But that one runs right about $479. It's from a few different websites I noticed. But you also have the data cable, which is via USB. That's about $35. That's so you just run it right from your where the DME hooks up. It's a plug-and-play system. I don't have it here with me now, but I have it removed from my car currently right now. But then you also have the Bluetooth module, which is about $140. And a lot of people love that because it has an app and you can use it right to the app. If not, you just USB it either to an OTG cable to an Android, or you can use it to a laptop. I use a laptop for data logging. So JB4 does really great with data logging. There's a huge, through Burger Motorsports, there's a huge Terrio Burger Motorsports does great with helping you out. Any questions, you post a log up in a log review. Some guys will look at it, give you tips and tricks, and like I said, that comes with the support. There's no extra fees for that. That's just the support that they give on the N54 Tech, N54tech.com. So that's a good one. JB4 is great. So then I'll roll into the next one is MHD. Now MHD is an actual flashing module. It's an app, Android app that you can get. But before we get there, remember, one of the things is you have to be a way to hook up to the car via OBD2, and that's a K plus D CAN cable. Those range from all kinds. There are some off the market, brands that you can probably pick up for 20, 30 bucks. May or may not work. And then there's some good companies out there that make ones that are specifically made for our BMWs and are IMPA, able to be used with IMPA. I'm not gonna get into IMPA because I'm not that good at IMPA, but it's basically this IMPA and NS Express is what BMW, if you went to a dealership, what they would most likely use. Not as user friendly, but can and will do everything you need to do. But you need a K plus D CAN cable, or MHD now has their wireless dongle, which is about $70. That will go right into your OBD2 port, and it will Bluetooth to your whatever device you decide to use, your Android device that is, not iOS. To my best knowledge, I don't think there's an iOS for MHD yet. I could be wrong, but to my best knowledge, because I use iOS. But I bought a little tablet. Any up-to-date Android tablet will be suffice. So, but it has a lot of options too. And so K plus D CAN cable, you're looking at anywhere, let's call it $40 to maybe up to $60, $70 for a good cable. Comes with the disc for flashing the different firmwares for the actual cable. But it's pretty simple. USB to the OBD2. Now it will be USB, so you'll need an OTG cable. You can pick those up anywhere. It's just UTG cable to micro USB to plug into most Android devices. Now there's a bunch of different options within MHD. Some of those being, if you're running JB4, you have a back-end flash option, which is a very popular one. A lot of people do. You still have your MHD flash, so it's flashing it with OTS maps, which are done by MHD. So those are good, but you also have the safety features and the user ability of the JB4. So it's called a JB4 with a back-end flash. That's what I ran for a while, and I still would be running it if I didn't have my car taken apart, putting turbos in right now. But that's not the case, because I'll obviously be going to probably a custom tune when I get to that point. But it was great. I could change maps on the fly via the steering wheel or the tablet that I had the app downloaded onto. So the sky's the limit if you have the JB4 with a back-end flash. Bunch of different options, a bunch of different OTSs, and that comes with that. And that's about $79 for the back-end flash. And your N54tech.com, they have there on Terry's page, they have all firmware and the maps and all the current update, and it's constantly being updated. So the support's always there for that. But then if you don't have the JB4, you have your options for actually buying the flasher module, which is $99. That allows you to flash. And then $49 for each map pack that you choose. Now, map packs will have multiple, so it's kind of what your target goal is, the different stages and different octanes. If you're running Beamer Life coil packs, or you're running, Precision Raceworks, if you're running a 3.5 bar map sensor, it's all there. So it's kind of that baseline that you can build from there. But then you also have a monitoring feature, so you can do data logs, and that's another $69. So all in all, if you just go MHD straight up, you could be looking at $240, not including the KD CAN cable. But if you just go on the back-end flash, JB4 plus some form of device for connecting it, either Bluetooth or USB, plus a $79 back-end flash through MHD, and you're good to go. Now, I know there's other companies out there that do it. I'm just giving you my opinion on some of the ones that I use. Now, we talked about tuning, we talked about for coding, but we didn't touch on one thing I use for coding that's really great is ProTool. None of these I'm affiliated with anyone, so this is just my personal opinions on the main reason why I'm making this video is that, so I have ProTool 2, and basically it's $144 for the full kit for the unlimited package, and that includes the diagnostic and also the license for coding. So you can just pay, it's like $85 for the diagnostic, so pretty much have a nice tool for checking codes, and it checks every module. It's very good, and it connects with the KD CAN cable too, so that you'll still need that's a given. But then you have the ultimate package where it allows you to do the coding just like Carly. So Carly and ProTool are similar in the fact that they can check codes and they can code. However, I did find that ProTool, I think, is a little bit more user-friendly than Carly in the aspect of doing more stuff. Coding injectors, coding batteries. Now Carly, I coded my first battery that I changed out, well actually the only battery I changed out so far, with Carly, not a problem. Easy. Coding injectors, ProTool, super easy. I was able to code out a lot more things I found, and then you can also get very deep into the coding through expert coding, just like you would with IMPA and NS Express. So that's option there for ProTool. So we covered down on JB4 and MHD for tuning capabilities and diagnostic, and we also touched on Carly and ProTool for coding and diagnostic. So the main purpose of this video was talking to one of my buddies about this, is he didn't have anything yet. And the question was, where do you want to see yourself down the road? I didn't add everything up, but if I look at actually what I spent between buying JB4, buying the back-end flash, then going straight MHD, I got rid of the JB4, going straight MHD, trying to troubleshoot something, making sure JB4 wasn't doing anything funky, which couldn't find out it wasn't. And then Carly and ProTool, I have too much to even worry about, and I spent so much money. So if you're looking and you have a goal in mind, you have a horsepower rating, you're just looking to do some modding, you're looking doing intakes, down pipe, charge pipe, and that's really about it. Turn the boost up. You could be looking at doing something like MHD or JB4, because you'll be able to check your codes and you'll be able to tune with off-the-shelf tunes, nothing special needed, and there's great support for both. But if you want to do coding, you're still going to need either ProTool or Carly. So I found that if I could redo anything again, I would go ProTool and MHD, and that's right now. Once I get these turbos in, maybe I'm going to want JB4 back. I don't know, we'll have to see. So it's everyone's opinion of what they want to do. So just be conscious when you're doing it. I mean, if you got the cash and you want to throw it all at everything, that's fine. But I'm just looking at raw numbers. If I wouldn't have bought JB4 and not Carly, went with ProTool and MHD, I could probably have maybe even getting ready for port injection or helix overdrive for fueling, or maybe I would have I'd get some coil packs, either Beamer Life or Precision Raceworks, either one. I could be spending that money on those. Instead, I went off and bought what I thought I wanted at the time. So just be cognizant of what you want to do, where you want to be down the road, and look there. I mean, we all have budgets. We all know how difficult our cars can be when it comes to maintenance first. It's always the biggest thing, doing maintenance first, because modding a car that is leaking everywhere it's not going to make for a good time. You're going to end up breaking something before you even get to have fun with it. Get a solid running car, then you start modding it and tuning it, and then it'll break more. But we all know that, but we enjoyed it. So that's all I have. If you have any comments or want to leave any remarks, good or bad, let me know. If you want me to touch on some of the more specific details with it, I'm more than happy to go do better research and give you my experiences and do some research on it. But honestly, there's a lot of videos already out there that cover all these, but I have yet to find one that kind of mentors, if you will, on before you buy something, know what you're getting, know what it can do, know its limitations, and let it work for you. Don't go buy and spend the money on something that you'll probably just end up upgrading later to something different because it was quick and easy, when at the same time you could be spending that money in different places. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to start putting more and more videos up as I come along with stuff, especially with my turbos being shipped off to the UK. Waiting for them to come back. The housing being machined, and they're being balanced right now. During the reassembly and some things that I do, like I'll be putting my 3.5 map bar on. Be just repainting that one. Bunch of videos out there, but I'm gonna make one. I got my inlets to put in, my outlets to put in. The car needs to be put back together, and there'll be a step-by-step process of it going back together. So I'm gonna try to put little videos up on there. And yeah, that's all I got for now. Again, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll check y'all out next time.